Meacham Tower, November 5804, Victor, over.
5804, Victor, Meacham Tower.
November 5804, Victor is approximately 6 miles north, just over Hicks, requesting transition to the south, and would like to stay just to the east of downtown.
5804, Victor, and say your altitude?
5804, Victor is 2,500.
5804, Victor, transition approved, Meacham altimeter 3004.
Transition approved and 3004, thank you.
Citation 403, contact regional departure.
Switch into departure, 7403.
Okay, did you see that departing aircraft?
Roger that, he's turned to the west.
Awesome.
Still below us.
Perfect. Okay, so she approved us through the airspace, and we'll go east of downtown. So I can see downtown. We'll just, these are the silos in Saginaw if you've been out that way.
Okay.
It's bumpier than I thought, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Let me step out and control that for just a moment.
Makes it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, it does. This is why my wife doesn't fly with me. She's like, I'm not doing that, that's crazy. So here is, you can see Meacham real clear. They have 2 runways.
403, contact regional departure.
Yeah, so the big one is I think it's 17, I can't remember, and the other one's 16. They just give them different numbers to tell them apart.
It tells what direction you're coming in from, right?
Yeah, so that's the heading, and typically they're technically parallel runways, so one would be a left and one would be a right. Okay. For whatever reason, they changed that. I guess it was too confusing. So they are using different numbers. One is 17 and the other is 16.
Roger that.
They typically use the shorter one for, like, if I were to go ask for a touch and go, they put me on that one.
On the short, okay.
Yeah, the big one's used for the big guys.
And the citation, that's citation jet, right?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Wonder who's flying out of Meacham right now.
I don't know. This is amazing to me, the general aviation and what it does for commerce. So generally, you saw it, there are airports everywhere.
Right, yeah.
And they allow business guys to come in and do what they need and give them a network of airports. Just makes it much easier to do business.
I know some of the places, like towards West Texas, you're shocked that they have an airfield.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere, they've got an airfield and have gas.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the town of like 3,000 people, and we had an airport. And there was one probably 10 minutes away. There was another one. So the network's important.
Right.
Get through, once we get through Meacham's airspace and we get cleared to get out of it, then you can take over and get us going somewhere.
Awesome.
But yeah, here's NAS, so you can see real clear. You can see too just how close these guys are. So their airspace is really congested right here.
I bet.
I'm burning about 9.7, 9.8 gallons an hour. I haven't done anything to lean it out and try and increase my fuel efficiency, frankly, because I don't care. Because I ran at a wet rate, so it doesn't matter. So this gives me just really the most bang for my buck. So that's the bad thing about renting wet. As a pilot, I'm not incentivized to really lean the mixture out and monitor get my fuel burn. If we were cruising, we could get this down to 6 really easy.
Okay.
But because we're just messing around, I don't take the time.
And it's not a super long flight, so we're not worried about trying to conserve fuel to get us to the destination.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have like maybe a little over an hour flight, so if in that time, if I burn, 9 gallons versus 7 gallons, and I mean, it's really, it's decimal dust in the accounting world.
Right.
This still squawking VFR, so that's the 1200. She didn't give us a different squawk code, but because we're in her airspace, we're under her control, she will help us watch for other aircraft.
Okay.
So especially that's good on kind of this hazy day.
Because we're sitting right at about 2,500, correct?
Yeah, so right at 2,500. I'm proud of myself for keeping us right about there.
I knew you could.
I'm glad you had faith.
Phantom Tower 96180, ready for takeoff.
Cessna 180. Beach Tower only 16, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 16.
They didn't even give her a runway to take off on. That was funny. She cleared for takeoff. I mean, she knew where she was, but...
Traveler 100 Bravo Hotel, runway 16, clear for takeoff. Continue southbound. I'll call your left turn to the east. There's traffic departing runway 16, Cessna southbound.
Okay, you said 16, I want clear for takeoff 17 for Traveler 0 Bravo Hotel.
Traveler 0 Bravo Hotel, I'm sorry, runway 17, clear for takeoff.
17, clear for takeoff, Bravo Hotel, South Pacific, coming off, will be runway heading, which is the airport shortly.
Roger.
As you can see downtown, pretty good from here. Pretty cool. When we turned to the south, we picked up that headwind of about 10 or so knots, so it really slowed the ground speed down. Even though we're still, the airflow over the wings is what we would expect. It's just our ground track's a little slower. And you can see real good. I mean, this is 35 coming down. You can see the Mixmaster for 30 and 35. Wow,
Traveler 0 Bravo Hotel, you can start your left turn to the southeast. Traffic about 2 miles south of the field heading, 2 miles southeast of the field heading southbound. 2,000 feet indicated as a Cessna.
That's how she thinks we're a Cessna.
Flying this high up shows you, like,
Yeah, we got that Cessna in sight south.
how large the project is.
Traveler 0
35.
Bravo Hotel, Roger.
Yep.
Cessna 180, check your transponder on squawk 5202.
5202, transponder. 96180.
There's 4 Victor traffic just off your right-hand side heading southeast bound as a Traveler. 1,500 indicated has you in sight. Frequency change approved.
Okay, 04 Victor is looking for traffic frequency change approved. Just before we go, can I do a quick 360 for a photo op of downtown?
04 Victor, it's approved as requested. Meet your altimeter 3004. That Traveler is just off your right-hand side. Should be no factor. Looks like he's going to go behind you. 1,600 indicated.
Okay, thank you. 04 Victor's looking over. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick 360 so you can get
Bravo Hotel, we still got him in sight.
Traveler 0 Bravo Hotel, Roger. He's going to make a 360 over downtown. Frequency change approved.
All right, we'll see you in a little while, and we got him in the turn now, thanks.
Cessna 180, got you now. Contact regional departure.
Contact regional departure 96180.
I see him. And 04 Victor has that the traffic in sight there just now passing downtown. No factor. 04 Victor.
04 Victor, Roger.
Okay, so I'll just turn this out here. We can see downtown straight on.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.